It's a beautiful day here in Palmerston North, and we have a beautiful man on the phone. It's Paul Ego. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. I'm not looking beautiful, but I'm feeling it after that. Thanks.
Oh, not a problem. We do our best to make our guests feel shiny and beautiful here on the Continental Breakfast. Thanks so much for joining us so early this morning. You're on tour at the moment. Where are you currently?
We're in Oamaru, Amarau, depending on how the locals want to pronounce it. There seems to be a bit of dissent in the ranks last night when we asked that. But yeah, we're down the south in Oamaru, and we're 1, 2, 3 gigs into the 2 Degrees Comedy Convoy.
Yeah.
At Invercargill tonight, and then we're coming to see you guys.
Yes, that's very exciting. So this is an 11-show tour. That seems like a lot of shows. Is that a big tour, or is that kind of normal?
It's kind of standard for the convoy. We usually try and get all the places that don't, get to see comedy lineup shows all that often. So a lot of the bigger centres kind of, we don't bother sort of going to Wellington. They get stuff all the time.
Yes.
That's them. But we love coming to Palmy because it's always a great gig. Plus the theatre is just so awesome. So we're looking forward to filling it to the gunnels and having a bloody good time.
Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty great time. So you're hosting the convoy. Do you prefer to host or do you like to just perform, kinda?
Well, I kind of like hosting because it's a little bit of both. I mean, the good thing with hosting, I find, is that people don't often expect the host to kind of be funny.
Yeah.
So if you are, like if I did it, say, accidentally during the gig, then people are generally quite pleased, it's good. Plus, it gives me a chance to talk to people and muck around and make shit up, which is kind of what I like doing best.
Freestyling, that's the way to go.
Freestyle off my dial, off my dome. Bouncing shit off my dome.
That's the way to go. I think you should probably look into rapping as your next career option.
Yeah, I may have some of the terminology a couple of years out of date, but that's the way I like to do it.
Bouncing stuff off your dome, now that's the way to go. So, did you ever imagine yourself doing comedy for a living?
Not really, no. I kind of got into it accidentally when I was about 28. I got dared into going and trying to do an open mic night, a stand-up night, and I'd always kind of done stuff on stage since I was young. I'd sung in school productions.
Yeah.
I'd been in a band for a few years, but I'd never thought of comedy. It just, I'd liked going to see it, but it never occurred to me. So it wasn't really until somebody nagged me into doing it that I did my first gig in London in '94, I think it was, 1994. And, absolutely loved it. And kind of went, what an idiot. I should have started this years ago. Yeah,
now that's so awesome. Did you know you were funny before?
I'm not sure I did, to be honest. I mean, it's one of those things where I guess kind of when you're doing it naturally, I guess I was doing it naturally, you don't really think about it, and I've sort of seen people that I went to school with years ago now come off the gigs, and often I don't remember who they are, but the face is vaguely familiar, and they will say, we were never not surprised when we saw your name there on 7 Days, because you were always hilarious. I was like, wow, really? That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So 7 Days, you work on that. Is that like a dream job, kind of, like being able to?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell you it's hard work, but
yeah,
it is literally just hanging out with your mates, and your mates happen to be amazing comedians.
Yeah.
I just love it so much. It's amazing.
And
obviously we're on a break at the moment because the comedy festival's on, and a lot of the comics have got their own shows to do. But we'll be back, I think, latest June, mid to late June. I think we're back, and we'll go through for another chunk for the most of the rest of the year.
Yeah, because it's been going for quite a while now, 7 Days.
Yeah, man, 150 episodes.
Far out. That's crazy. That's
I know.
So cool.
That's really amazing.
And people are still loving it. It's so great.
Yeah, we're very, very blessed.
So on 7 Days and in your life, you wear some pretty crazy shirts. Where do you pick a crazy shirt up like that from?
Oh, often I find them. Sometimes some of the smaller places around the country where you wouldn't expect to see one. You'll see one in an op shop or something like that. But the ones that TV3 sort out for me, RJB is a place in Auckland that does a few of them for them. And then I just kind of keep an eye out. There's a place called Life for Men that does them, and a lot of them are brought in from either, France or Australia or, something like that. But anything that looks like it could have been my grandmother's duvet, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I love it. Love it.
It's the way to go. So you come into Palmy tomorrow?
Yeah, Saturday night.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Palmy Town?
Look, I haven't. I've never really had that much time to kind of wander around and see the environs and the sights.
Yes.
But I know it's a good party town. Is what I know, and the people enjoy a bloody good night out. And, that's what we're there for. But you guys are there for that too.
Zinger, yep, for sure. There's a question we like to ask here on Radio Control. If you were a fruit, Paul Ego, what fruit do you think you would be?
For a fruit, I think I'd be a honeydew melon.
Oh, I like it. What's your reasoning?
Kind of, well, it's bigger than a grapefruit.
Yep.
Not as big as a coconut. So it's got a lot of different things going on. It's kind of fuzzy on the outside.
Yeah.
You looks like you might need to cut it with a big knife, but you can actually cut it with a blunt knife. And then you eat the flesh and you go, this looks like it's going to be sweet, but it's sweet, but then it's got an odd taste as well.
Ah.
So that's what I like to give people, just not quite what you're expecting.
I love it. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Paul, and
it's a pleasure.
And you're coming to Palmerston North tomorrow night.
Yes, indeed. Woo!
We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much, Paul.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
See you.
Bye.
That was beautiful.